My name is Nick Simmons. I've been a resident of Providence for 12 years now. A resident of downtown for 6. I'll try to be brief since our time is short. I would like to speak on behalf of citizens like myself who would like to see the city's all too precious funding spent in ways that best support us. I'd like to address the reasons why I and many others like me feel unable to access the police forces, even in situations where we might otherwise want to. Last year, my wallet was stolen while I was at a local bar. The thieves foolishly then used my cards to buy multiple rounds of drinks at the same bar. I went back to ask about it. The bartender and owner remembered the transaction, the men who'd made it, and were even able to find the receipt. However, I knew that while calling the police could get my wallet back, it could also mean the death of a stranger, perhaps one not even involved who just happened to match the description I gave. If the actions of the police make us wary of calling them even when appropriate, then what are they for? I am aware that calling in the police risks causing death, and I am not the only person I know who has made this calculation. I know of many situations where someone requested an EMT or a psychological intervention, and instead of a healthcare professional, the people who arrived were armed with guns and immediately made the situation less threatening and more safe. Nor, I imagine, do the police even want to respond to these calls. I'm sure their training does its best to give them the tools they would need, but they aren't medical technicians or psychologists. We wouldn't want the police to be the first people to show up to a house fire. We should have more appropriate teams respond to all kinds of emergencies. As I've said, I live downtown, a little block away from here. I can see this hall from my window. I am nearby for almost any demonstration that happens in Providence. I have never felt unsafe because of protesters. I have never felt less safe in Providence than when the police are arrayed in force during a demonstration, be it a Black Lives Matter protest, a Pride March, or a demonstration on some other issue, because I'm acutely aware of the chance for it to escalate into violence. I suspect I have neighbors who disagree, and I am sympathetic, I really am, to their desire to feel safe. But their irrational feeling of safety on seeing an armed officer should not come at the expense of the entirely rational feeling of unsafety that our Black, Brown, and Indigenous citizens, residents, and visitors feel when police are involved.